What if I told you that a superstar from the Eastern Conference is generating serious buzz about a potential trade to the Golden State Warriors? As the NBA trade deadline looms, the stakes couldn't be higher, and the Warriors are in the thick of it. With whispers of tension and caution coming from the league, you won't want to miss how this could reshape our roster. Remember, the Warriors are always aiming for greatness, and we're on the edge of our seats. The trade deadline is looming, and the Golden State Warriors are in the thick of the action, with rumors swirling around one of the biggest names in the league, Jimmy Butler. Reports indicate that the Warriors are still eyeing a potential trade for the Miami Heat star, but things took an interesting turn when Butler made it clear he wouldn't sign a long-term extension if traded to Golden State. That statement seemed to signal a halt to the trade talks, but just a day later, chatter reignited. The Warriors are reportedly still optimistic about their chances of landing Butler, and that's where it gets complicated. Draymond Green, always the voice of reason, and a passionate advocate for the game, weighed in on this situation during his podcast. He cautioned Butler, stating, "Jimmy's got to be really careful. This isn't just the usual banter we hear during trade season. Draymond's words carry weight. He's pointing out a reality that could impact Butler's future significantly. By narrowing down his options, Butler risks diminishing the pool of teams willing to trade for him." Draymond's warning is clear. If Butler continues to limit his market, there's a real possibility that he could find himself in an undesirable situation. Imagine if Pat Riley decided to send him to a team like Toronto, definitely not the glamorous destination Butler might be dreaming of. Now, let's take a moment to analyze this. Butler is an elite talent, a six-time All-Star, but the reality is that the NBA landscape is always shifting. The Warriors are not just looking at Butler, they're also exploring the possibility of reuniting with Kevin Durant. This would be a massive move, but it raises questions about team chemistry, salary cap implications, and how it would affect the current roster. Would bringing in Durant disrupt the core that's brought so much success? It's a delicate balance. As a Warriors fan, I'm torn. On one hand, adding a player of Butler's caliber could elevate this team to new heights. He's an exceptional two-way player who can score and defend at an elite level. But on the other hand, I can't help but think about the ramifications of his trade talks. If he's adamant about not staying long-term, do we risk giving up valuable assets for a player who might not be committed to the franchise? The last thing we want is to mortgage our future for a short-term gain. And let's not forget the broader implications of these moves. The Warriors have built a championship culture, and any new addition has to fit into that framework. It's not just about talent, it's about attitude, work ethic, and the willingness to sacrifice for the team. Draymond's insight into the situation is crucial. If Butler isn't all in, what does that mean for team dynamics? I'm curious about what you all think. Do you believe pursuing Butler is the right move, or is it too risky given his stance on a long-term deal? Honestly, I'm torn. I can see the potential, but the risk is palpable. The trade deadline is fast approaching, and the buzz surrounding the Golden State Warriors is palpable. Fans are on the edge of their seats, with whispers of big-name acquisitions swirling around like confetti. We've all been hearing the rumors about Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Paul George, and now more recently, Nikola Vucevic from the Chicago Bulls. But here we are, just days away from that pivotal moment, and the landscape appears to be shifting. The Warriors, as we know, are on a quest to pair another superstar alongside Stephen Curry. The urgency is there. The stakes are high. However, recent updates suggest that the hopes of adding Vucevic might be dimming. According to Joe Cowley from the Chicago Sun-Times, the Bulls' front office had two deals for Vucevic fall apart just this past Tuesday. That's a tough break for them, and perhaps even tougher for the Warriors, who seem to have some interest in the veteran center. Now, what does this mean for us as Warriors fans? The notion of Vucevic joining the squad was enticing. He's been playing some of the best basketball of his career, showing he can be a significant contributor on both ends of the floor. But with reports indicating that the Bulls are holding out for a first-round pick, it feels like we're stuck at a crossroads. The Bulls seem unwilling to budge, Which leaves us with a tough question. Should the Warriors pivot and look elsewhere, or hold out hope for one last-minute miracle? I mean, it's hard not to get emotionally invested in this. Vucevic has the skills that could mesh perfectly with Curry's playstyle. Picture him in a Warriors jersey, creating mismatches, stretching the floor, and dominating the boards. But now, with the news of these deals falling through, it looks like the front office might be resetting their strategy entirely. Are we really looking at a scenario where Vucevic stays in Chicago for the rest of the season? If that's the case, it raises even more questions about what the Warriors will do next. And let's not forget about the other names that have been tossed around the rumor mill. With Vucevic seemingly slipping away, the Warriors need to reevaluate their options. Are we still in the running for Durant? Or perhaps we turn our attention to other potential trades? Do we focus on a younger talent that can grow with the team? Or do we go all in on a player with proven playoff experience? Honestly, I'm torn. Each path has its merits and risks. You have to wonder how these decisions are going to impact the team's future. The Warriors have a window here with Curry still, playing at an elite level, and they cannot afford to waste it. A wrong move could set us back years, but on the flip side, the right acquisition could put us right back in the championship conversation. It's a delicate balance, and as fans, we feel every ounce of that weight. So, what do you think? Are we going to see other blockbuster moves before the deadline, or will the front office play it safe? I want to hear your opinions down below. Let's engage in this discussion, because every voice matters in this fan community. We've weathered ups and downs together, and now it's time to share those expectations for what lies ahead. If you're as passionate about the Warriors as I am, don't forget to like this video, share it with fellow fans, and subscribe to the channel for all the latest updates. We're in for an exciting time, and you won't want to miss out. And remember to activate that notification bell to stay in the loop, because once the trade deadline hits, we'll have plenty to talk about.